You can see that people do muscle ups in several ways, but in this video we'll take a look on the real technique. What do I mean by that? Let's find out. What's up guys, it's Aaron from gymnasticsmethod.com. If you don't want to miss my videos about bodyweight training and lifestyle, please subscribe and click on the bell. Thank you. And if you want to get access to all the Gymnastics Method workout programs, tutorials like planche, handstand or muscle up, nutrition guide, daily workouts and much more, click the link below and join now on gymnasticsmethod.com. So, the perfect bar muscle up technique. First, let's clarify what the muscle up is. The muscle up is an exercise where we connect the pull up and the dip to a continuous movement on the bar or rings. In both cases, you need to pull up yourself and get in support after a transition from where you can push up yourself over the bar or rings. This is the concentric phase of the exercise, and we do the same movement reverse in the eccentric or negative phase. Doing muscle up on the bar and rings is different. I've already talked about the 5 checkpoints of the perfect rings muscle up, so if you haven't watched that video, check it out after this one. In this video, I'm going to show you the right technique of the bar muscle up. You can find many videos where people show even more executions, but I think there is only one real, strict muscle up, and people got confused of what the muscle up actually is. It seems like it doesn't matter what you do, just get up there, and it doesn't matter if you do it with kipping or moving your elbows out, etc. Just do it. But the name of the exercise says all you need to know. Muscle up. So moving your body up using muscle strength, not kipping, swing or momentum. It's not a coincidence that this is the name of the exercise. For example, there is the keep up. It's similar, but still a different exercise. And I think that's what people mostly confuse. Okay, you can say that I'm too picky and
who cares how you do it? The point is just to do it. I would be more than happy with any forms.
I understand, and I don't say that keeping or different techniques are necessarily bad, and I'd like to highlight that I don't want to criticize anyone or anything. Since I consider this channel as educational, the purpose of this video is educational only. I just want to give the best possible advices in my opinion. Let's put to the side the fact that you would be happy with any form of muscle ups if you cannot do it already, but if you could choose from these two, which one would you get as a present? This or this? I hope you chose the second one because that's the better technique, and I hope you could recognize that. I'd like to highlight again, I totally understand if someone is irritated of this video. Many might think that we talk about so small differences that it's not even worth to mention. I'm sure many people can't even distinguish the two executions. But with my little gymnastics background, I got used to the system that every tiny mistake counts as a minus point. That's why I want to teach you the best as I can. But it's just an advice and you don't have to take it if you don't want to. As I've mentioned earlier, many outsider people can't even distinguish the difference between the elbow lever and the planche. The body is horizontal, supporting on the arms. These guys are doing the same thing. Well, no, and the planche is much more difficult. To some extent, that's what we are talking about here in the muscle up as well. There is one more thing you need to know about the bar muscle up. We distinguish two types of executions. The regular one, where your body has a little motion, and the slow motion muscle up, where you do the whole exercise with control, no momentum at all. Today, we'll check the regular technique, and I'm gonna talk about the slow motion muscle up in another video. The muscle up is not a difficult exercise if you have the right basics. And now we know why it's actually so difficult. Because 90% of people don't pay attention on the basics, that's why they are struggling with the muscle up. Why would I say that it's easy if you have the basics? Because if you can only do 2-3 high pull-ups below your chest and you can do single bar dips, then you only need the technique that you can learn in a simple way, and boom, you have the muscle up. From all these, the biggest challenge is the high pull-up. I've already made a video about that, so definitely check it out if you haven't already, because that's the key. It's such an important exercise that I can tell you, if you can do that, your muscle up is 90% guaranteed. The rest 10% is the technique and the dip. The importance of the basics is clear on the rings too. As I've mentioned, many of my students have done the muscle up on the first session right after the primal programs that, by the way, you can find on my website in the program section. So, let's summarize what you need to do before you start practicing the bar muscle up. First, high pull-ups. Second, single bar dips. And third, technique. You need to pay attention on these in this order. I've already made videos on the first two. Now I'm going to break down the technique and in the next video I'm going to show you how you can do your first muscle up with a little help. So let's see the technique of the perfect bar muscle up. The best if you can start the exercise with jumping up to a higher bar. Keep one step between you and the line of the bar. From there, jump up and catch the bar with shoulder width or a little bit wider overhand grip, including your thumbs. This is really important. Don't jump from too far because you might generate too much momentum. After you jumped up and catch the bar, let your body swing forward. It's important that this swing should not be too much. That's why you need to pay attention from where you jump up. Pay attention that in the forward swing, your whole body needs to be stretched. Athletes and coaches explain this differently, like put there something or draw a line where you need to reach with your legs. I would say every useful tip helps, but many athletes don't mention that you need to stretch your shoulders and arms. That's why it's common that people try to reach forward with their legs, but their arms are still bent. However, the extended elbows, passive shoulder and pushed out chest are more important than to strive forward with your legs. So, extended elbows, passive hang, pushed out chest. On the top of that, it can help as well if you slightly push your hips forward too, same as I've mentioned in the how to do high pull-ups video. After you got this, the next movement is the explosive high pull-up. You need to start this movement right after your body stopped in the little forward stretch and it will start going backward. That's the moment where you need to start the pulling. In the beginning, you can practice only the jump up and the little forward swing. Like this, you can learn when to start the pull-up, same as in the high pull-up. When you start the pulling, you need to activate your core and keep it as straight as possible, as in a hollow body position or dragon flag. In terms of perfect implementation, the more straight your body is, the better, and you should not raise your legs or keep. The leg raise or keeping means that your core is not strong enough in the extended position. You can't contract your muscles that efficiently. That's why you need that extra movement. That's why it's important to not skip the general core strength development. If you neglect it, you will face issues like this. To sum up, until this part, you generally had to start doing a high pull-up. Basically, that's why I emphasized its importance. In the high pull-up now, you need to calculate with a forward lean on the top, since you want to get in support and not only do a pull-up. And for this, the forward lean is the key. So, after the explosive pulling, you need to lean forward with your upper body on the top. You can do that immediately after your chest past the bar's height. Pay attention to your elbow position, keep them right next to your body or maximum in 45 degrees. The chicken wing muscle up, or the other ugly one, when your elbows go to the side, are because of the lack of the proper pulling strength. So if you experience this, you need to work more on the high pull-ups. So instead of driving your elbows up and to the side, focus more on the explosive pulling and the forward lean. For the forward lean, a great preparation exercise is the Russian dip that I have already talked about in one of my previous videos. In the beginning, you will most likely do the muscle up like this, which is the perfect execution. Pull up to the lower endpoint of the dip and do the dip to the straight arm support. Also in the beginning, you can stop for a moment in the lower endpoint of the dip. Once again, it's really important to keep your elbows in. After you got used to the pull up and the forward lean, you did some muscle ups with a little leg. You can do it in a smooth, continuous movement. To do further reps, we need to talk about the eccentric phase as well. For beginners in muscle up, I always suggest to descend to the lower endpoint of the dip, stop for a moment and aim for the same forward stretch as in the beginning. It's much easier to have the control if you stop in the lower endpoint of the dip. From there, you can fall down with driving your body forward. Later, you'll be able to do this without the stop, but in the beginning, it helps a lot. After you did the eccentric phase and stretched your body forward, you need to repeat the same movement. Alright, as you get used to the technique and your high pull-up is better and better, you'll be able to do the muscle up as you see in this video. The higher you pull yourself, the less you need to lean forward and do the dip. Thanks to the powerful pulling, you will basically fly through the transition instead of laying on the bar. Your muscle up form will also depend on your current energy level. You will have days when you will be tired and do it as normal with the full range of motion dip, and you'll have days when you feel like you inhaled helium and you can fly up in the muscle up. That's why I wanted to break down the whole movement where you can see how important the pulling is, and you get up there thanks to that and not because of keeping. This will be the perfect technique. I hope it helped you to get a clear picture of the right muscle up, and this understanding will help you to your first muscle up or just clean up your form. Don't forget, the point is to have the right basics. You can find many videos about those on the channel, so check them out if you haven't already. In the next video, I will show you how to practice this technique in a simple way to have a really nice muscle up. And if you're interested in the complete, proven to work gymnastics method system, you want to learn all the most effective and iconic gymnastics and calisthenics exercises with the proper sets and reps, and you want to get the shredded physique of a gymnast, click the link below and join now on gymnasticsmethod.com. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did so, please like, share and write a comment what do you want to see in the next videos. If you don't want to miss the new videos, subscribe with notifications on and see you next week in the next video.